Hey guys, welcome back. It's time. It's eBay day. We're going through some eBay things that I think deserve a video. First off, here we're gonna be testing eBay a little bit. I have some higher up contacts at the company. I am going to send them the information that I'm showing you guys today, and we're gonna see if they do anything about it because they're looking after you, the customer, and that's why they have the financial guarantee. And never mind the fact that we're about to look at somebody that was selling counterfeit crap on eBay for a year. Just turn a blind eye to that. We're going to pretend that didn't happen. But we're also at the same time going to look through. So we have Billy Dines here. We have some positive feedback. We have 164 items sold and 53 followers. So no, this person is not selling these as real boxes, but the issue is that they're selling them to people who will be selling them as real boxes. So you got counterfeit boxes made to look like real boxes. Is it going to trick somebody out there? Almost certainly. We've seen counterfeits like this before that have done just that. So even though your intentions are not necessarily directly bad, you're assisting the scamerinos indirectly. I shouldn't have to explain that to you. I remember there was a certain little drinker from Liverpool who wanted to claim that he was an innocent bystander, that he was only trying to help and accepting little drinks as a form of payment for sharing customer information. But yeah, this is what we got going on, guys. And thank you very much to the individual, Ariana, who reached out to me about this, sent me this information. So we have a sketchy seller here. I guess we can go into the about section, who's been on eBay since 2015, which is a very long time. Clearly, they haven't been selling the counterfeit boxes for that long, but they have been on the website. Let's take a look at the base set 2 box, I guess, first, just to give us an example of what the wrap looks like. And this is basically a standard, what we've seen before, Etsy wrap. So if you guys are wondering why this is fake, I can tell you right away that the labels are wrong. The way that the box is pumping out here, the condition of the box itself, the placement of the labels, the size of the labels, the fact that the label doesn't have the little copyright R makes us pretty certain that we know where this Australian is getting their stuff. And it's the same. It's the same Chinese Etsy wrap garbage that we've seen time and time again. You can also tell that the print on the box is not real. So the box isn't real, the wrap isn't real, and the contents are not even pretend cards in this case. But I mean, the majority of this is going to be people deceiving others and convincing them to keep it sealed. Because I mean, if you open a fake box, you're gonna know right away it's either packed with other packs or it's repacked with packs, and you'll be able to tell. Typically, the people that are dumb enough to be scamming people with this stuff don't have the money to fill this with legitimately repacked cards. Although base set 2 would be extremely cheap because the cards are all very inexpensive. But that's when you get into repacking played cards. Why you would want to open the contents of base 2, ruin your reputation, and probably go to jail over some base set 2. Blows my mind. But no, this is quick dip sort of sellers that are probably looking to fund their drug collection rather than their Pokemon collection, and think that they can get one over. So we see here we got the wrap. The wrap is greasy. Definitely not the right stuff. Definitely not compare. I get this question all the time from people like, hey, is this box real? And usually within a matter of just comparing a couple little things on the box itself. If you take a real box, go find a real box. You'll find a real box opening by somebody that's reputable, whether it's on YouTube, whether it's a listing on a very reputable site or from somebody that's very reputable. I mean, base set 2, you're going to see that anywhere and everywhere. A lot of this stuff has been opened many times before on YouTube, etc. All you got to do is compare the boxes, compare the colors, compare the print quality, compare the location of all of the stuff on the box itself, compare the wrap, again, where your seam is, what the seam looks like. If it looks like some guy did this in his basement like this, then make sure you take note of that. And remember, if it's too good to be true, it probably is. So here we have it, the junky wonky box, not to mention the fact that like it's got crispy edges and everything like that. Chances are something that's this old, it's at least going to have a little bit of wear and tear. We got repro on the bottom here. So like, is someone going to catch on to that? I mean, we had the fake the fake GI Joe box that had the wrong number to go with the barcode. So I mean, maybe people don't necessarily pay attention to that. I don't understand. Like, who is it? Leave it in the comments if you're the person that would put this on their shelf to pretend you're a G-baller with a box of base set 2. I don't get it. I don't understand flexing with fake crap. I don't understand why anyone would want to do that. And I think that the few individuals that aren't embarrassed to do that, embarrassed enough to do that, would just, not that you shouldn't, not that you should be embarrassed that you can't afford a sealed box of base set 2. I'm just wondering, like, what goes through your head when you're flexing fake base set 2 boxes. But to each their own. We got the first edition base here. Again, we're not even going to do a side-by-side. I have some videos on that. Maybe I'll put the links to those down in the description, where you compare side-by-side the print quality and the location and the colors. Certain little indications on the box itself. Usually there's a little marker over and around here on the first edition base. It's like a little green mark that's always there. But this is kind of what we have here. Put it in an acrylic case that's worth more than the contents of the acrylic case, and it's just wild. It's wild to me that someone would, other than the back alley wiener baggers that are gonna like try to pass this off and sell it to somebody for thousands of dollars and hope to get away with it and then go buy some drugs and stick it up their butt. Like, what the hell, guys? What the hell? All right, feedback profile, and then we'll get into the eBay buyer protection, etc. So I'm going to again, we're gonna poop on eBay a little bit here because I think they're being pretty disingenuous with their buyer protection, with their quality, with their authenticity check that they do now, where they put your crap in a little blue envelope and hold it up for an extended period of time. Is it a good idea? Maybe. But I think more importantly is just like, even if you pay a couple people to get rid of stuff like this, surely this has been reported countless times. Well, it's about to be sent directly to them, to somebody that has the ability to remove this altogether. So we're going to see. Just check back on this video in a couple weeks, see if it's still here. If it is still here, eBay doesn't love you, and they're going out for a pack of cigarettes and they're never coming back. All right, we got some French reviews here. Apparently, someone didn't understand the fact that they were getting a fake box. I don't know what you're playing. It sending me a box of paper and no Pokemon cards are as I'm concerned. I'll be sending it to eBay, and then I can deal with it if you don't send me the card, because it's what I purchased, and purchased just a pain in the box. It was a box set, means cards, not paper. I am really pissed off. So great. I guess they thought they were getting a first edition base set booster box. So like, when I say like people are going to be fooled by this, someone even had the ability to read the fact that it was counterfeit, that it was handmade, fake, whatever, and they still got fooled by it. They thought somehow for less than 150 Australian dollars, they were getting a first edition base set. So yes, the bad intent is going to be there with the people that are purchasing this. And it's also kind of a shame that maybe that we can't see the people that purchased this to see if they're trying to like resell it or if they're doing something shady. I guarantee you some of them are. All right. So we can go back a few tabs here. We can see some of these are them just buying stuff here, mostly. A little bit. I guess they're buying. They are buying and selling some Pokemon crap. But then I guess all of a sudden they got into selling fake boxes. easier to be a G-baller that way. And again, you'll end up like recognizing some of the names because they're just buying cards, and if they pay for them on time and everything else, then people will leave them positive feedback. But also you have them at the same time selling these handmade boxes, which is very, very interesting. We'll have to see. I did reach out to the seller here. I would like to know what their thoughts on it. If they would like to discuss with me, they are welcome to do so. But yeah, we can see here we have handmade boxes for over a year. That's wild. How do you sell counterfeit boxes for over a year? eBay does nothing about it. But don't worry, they're going to regrade your graded cards as they come through. Blows my mind. Does it blow your mind, guys? It probably should. I mean, maybe it doesn't. Anyway, it's all about the money. So, shameless plug here. We have the very necessary plug for the eBay self-promotion in the Discord. If you haven't joined the Discord, join the Discord. If you have joined the Discord and you sell on eBay, make sure to post your links in there. It supports the channel. It's also free of charge to do so. And not only are you going to have the over 2,000 people in the Discord that can potentially see your listings and purchase them from, if you guys want to support each other, that's a great way to do so. It's also safe, as we'll get into here, because you have that eBay guarantee. So if you get ripped off somehow, if someone has the absolute nuts to come into the Rattle Pokemon Discord and to try to rip you off, then you're going to be able to file a claim with eBay. Well, I mean, either if the stuff gets sent through the eBay guarantee, chances, I'm not gonna say it's guaranteed that it's gonna be real by the time it gets to you, because we've seen stuff missed. We've seen some mess ups with that, but more so, if you don't get the item that you're looking for, that you're buying, you can file a claim. Say item not received, wrong item received, etc. And you're pretty much guaranteed to get your money back. So that is the golden part of eBay. Yes, the fees suck, but it's the same thing when you're purchasing stuff from somebody you don't know. You gotta put that buyer protection in place. So whether it's PayPal, goods and services, whether it's eBay, etc. If it's an amount of money that matters to you, if it's somebody that you don't know, you got to do it. So that's the reason for it. Also, that it's awesome. Other people can check out your eBay store, etc. So enough shelling that. You guys already know that it's a good idea. I guess I can talk numbers on that. So the over 2,000 people that are in the Discord, it's impossible for me to know how many people from the Discord check the channel itself. I would say quite a few, but I can get the analytics on these. Are also, I post them myself on Twitter and Instagram, and it's not uncommon for those, especially if it's an interesting listing, to get 1,000 views between the Twitter posts, the Instagram posts per item, which is pretty wild. So plus however many people see it on Discord. So it's just it's an extensive amount at no charge. So, all right, done plugging that. Now we're going to story time, where recently I had to use the eBay guarantee. I was a little bit careless. I was on eBay. I mean, you can be a little bit careless as long as you're not worried about the fact that your money is just going to be held up for a little bit. As a buyer, eBay is your playground. You're very, very safe if you're purchasing Pokemon cards on eBay. I'm not talking about the authenticity guarantee crap that they're doing now. That's almost certainly just going to be a way that they make money later on. They won't charge for it now, but then eventually they're going to charge, and it'll be like another grading service that you're forced into using. That's kind of why I don't like it. It's a false sense of security where you already should be. If you're buying those cards, you should be able to identify whether they're real or not. And if you don't, you need to watch this channel more. You need to join the Discord and ask. If you see something and you're like, hey, is this fake or not? Post it in the general chat in Discord, and usually someone will get to it, if not myself, if I'm in there at the time. So it's a resource. Don't feel bad about it. If you find something that you think is fake, bring it on in there. post a picture of it. No, we can't price out. Well, I shouldn't talk for everyone, but I don't have time to look into every single thing. If it's something that's just a very large amount of money, you got to make sure that not only do the pictures look good, but you got to make sure that it's coming from somewhere extremely reputable. So again, very important. So what did I buy? I bought the gold Giratina for a friend who sent me a bunch of cards, and I didn't look into it. I didn't look into it enough. And this seller they went Mia. They went the old missing route. So they were probably just selling a bunch of crap that they didn't have and then just not shipping it out and hoping to cash out on eBay right away. So if you haven't seen it already, typically there's this weird theme where people like to bring up family. They like to bring up illness, etc. when they're doing something wrong or going to do something wrong. It's like a shield. It's like a deflection. It's like this mask that they can put on where they're like, I would never scam you. I have a family. I have kids. I lost my legs, and no, chances are most of the people, not saying that you shouldn't trust anyone that has kids or lost their legs, but if they're going on about it for no reason, it's usually not a good sign. So here we go. We got Chainaz 8835 on eBay here. They have a whopping 81.5% positive feedback now. I'm sure it was high at one point in time before they pulled the old wiener switch and stopped shipping things out and probably listing things that they didn't have. So their about section here, as I said, the red flag is, I have two wonderful kids who love TCG. I'm just a single father trying to keep, okay, so the usually like single father, single mother thing. Again, they're playing the pity card. You guys make sure they would never hurt you. They're a very honorable single father. Trying to keep them with updated decks to play. I try to be fair with all prices. All cards are shipped with a protective sleeve inside a Toploader. Thank you for checking out my store. So I guess they were only a member since July 2022. But at the same time, clearly they were shipping stuff out. They were using eBay the way that they should be. And then they went full bail mode. And no, I don't give a shit how single of a father you are. You do not need to rip people off in order to provide for your kids. That's just wrong. Figure it out. Find another way without having to steal from other people. Hopefully, most of the people new here, because you have to do it within a certain amount of time. I think it's a month of the delivery date. The end of the delivery estimation that you have to do. So you have to file item not received. And if you see an account like this, you can file it before that. Like you don't have to wait around when you're seeing here. We have 30 negatives this month. 30. So yeah, 33. So these were probably just like the 6 months of 3 here. Probably just something to do with like, they were like, what the hell? I hate you. I'm a single father. How dare you argue with me on the internet? So a lot of that stuff, again, if you're a seller and you're not a seller, it's very difficult to get negative feedback. There's certain times where you just have to take the L when you have scammerinos that are going to, claim that items didn't arrive. They're going to claim that items were broken. There's a certain amount of scammage that you're going to have to put up with. And it sucks, but at the same time, you just have to kind of factor that into whether it's your business or whether it's like a little side thing to help fund your collection. You have to, as a seller, prepare yourself for that. Also, another reason to join the Discord. This is just turning into a Discord commercial, but join the Discord. There's an eBay block list on there. You can go in, you can block those buyers, and it will assist you in dealing with those people less. So the people that are being a little sketchy, they ended up on I guess they were more than a little sketchy if they're on the list there. But yeah, feel free. If anything like that is happening and you have all the receipts to show it, we can add those people to the block list as well. But all right, very pleased with card, great seller. So we randomly had like a good one recently. Rare Shadowless Blastoise. So it's weird that that like arrived. Oh, that was a past within the past month. So I guess they shipped that one out. Make sure you don't leave feedback when you're buying stuff until you actually receive the item, which might be what happened with this. Like maybe they preemptively. Then when you go to like say item not received, eBay's gonna be like, what the hell? You said that you're pleased with the card and that it's a great seller, but you didn't receive it. We have, where's my item? Scam. Seller communicated immediately prior to sale every time. Once items were purchased, they went radio silent. Called eBay only to find out their account was under review and that my funds are on hold pending an investigation along with other buyers this past month. I don't know how the seller can continue to sell. Stay away. Scam. Seller will post an item for sale and provide a tracking number. Seller will not ship purchased item. You end up waiting until eBay refunds your money back. So we had PK recently made a video talking about how he was going to buy a card and then ended up not buying that card. And that's the thing. The only thing he ever had to be worried about in that scenario was, well, I guess the condition. Like if the photos aren't great, if it gets damaged in shipping or whatever, like you're covered. You don't have to worry about the authenticity guarantee, because if you receive it and it's counterfeit, or if you receive it and it's damaged and it doesn't look like the photos, and if you don't receive it whatsoever, if they send something else, if they send a slice of potato instead of a trading card, you can get your money back. It'll be okay. But the only thing is, depending on how long it takes to ship to you, your money can be tied up for quite a while. So there's the risk there. It's only happened to me a handful of times where I'm like, this looks like it could be pretty real. And like, I wasn't worried about it because I know that if you follow the eBay procedures, you're not going to lose your money. If anything like this happens to you, make sure you keep an eye on it though. Like don't like forget about something for multiple months. I've had that happen with like really inexpensive cards that the seller just never shipped and you can't get your money back on that. It just, they won't refund it no matter what. Even if you show that like the seller never shipped it or anything, after the 30 days, she gone. POS scammer, do not buy from here. Hopefully you came here to read the reviews, but this seller will make it seem as if your package is on the way, but it never arrives. It never ships. Don't bother messaging the seller either. 0 stars without question. So that's the thing too. They're like deliberately doing it because they're creating the shipping, the tracking information, the shipping label, but then just never bringing it to USPS. So it makes it look like it's shipped, but unless you go in and look at it, maybe they're hoping that like enough people will not check that and forget about it. But I mean, they're selling stuff that's like $200, $1,200. All right. So yeah, they're selling stuff that's enough money that people are going to keep an eye on it. As I mentioned, like there's been times before, a couple times where I bought something that was like $4 or whatever. And then by the time I realized that it never showed up, then it was too late to file an item not received. Same as the others, my items were never shipped and the seller never responded to my messages. A scam alert. He's a scammer. Wanted to give benefit of the doubt, but same thing happened to me. Steer clear at all costs. So this is the thing too. Like I was in a rush. I've been in quite a rush recently, and I just wanted to make a quick purchase. So I went and looked up the most cost-effective options. It wasn't like ungodly cheap to the point that it wasn't possible. It was a good deal, but it wasn't like they were selling it for half the price of what it is. So just as the other reviews say, scammer provides fake tracking number and never updates. Have to wait a couple weeks to get refund from eBay. So here, this was my mistake, and I'm sure others, by not looking into the feedback itself, because I'm sure at one point in time it was much higher. They were probably like buying and selling things properly, you might say. But then once they start dumping, then like, so if they don't have 100% feedback, go in and take a look at the negatives, take the extra 2 seconds to do so. And you'll be okay either way. You'll get the money back. But in order to avoid stuff like this, where you will get your money held up for maybe it takes a couple weeks. In this case, where they're like under review and whatever, you probably get it back pretty soon, like maybe within a week. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Hopefully this was useful, guys. I know I always have people, a little bit worried about like buying and selling on eBay. So I think this is maybe a good video for them to get familiar with this. I appreciate everyone that already knows this stuff. that is watching anyway. It's tough. We gotta make sure everyone's on the same page, catch everyone up to speed, and thank you, all of you. Love you. Join the Discord. Bye.